genes. So after understanding the mechanism of variation, how genes transferred from one generation to another, now it's time to move towards a little for asexual reproduction. Let's see how during asexual reproduction minimum variations are seen, minimum differences appear during this asexual reproduction. What happens when a single individual reproduces as in asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction came first before sexual reproduction, and bacteria was one of the first organisms of this world. It is a prokaryote, and we know when one bacteria divides, the resultant two bacteria, they divide again. Now here is only one body which is continuously dividing itself, but all the four individual bacteria generated, they all are very similar. We can see there is no visible differences in these bacteria. So we can say during asexual reproduction, minimum visible differences can be seen because they all are similar. There would be only very minor differences between them generated due to small changes in the DNA copying. When the DNA of the first bacteria copied in the next two bacteria, there is a very minor change, a little inaccuracy, which leads to the formation of these two bacteria, but they are so similar, but we cannot see the visible difference in them. We cannot see the differences, the variations in the resultant bacteria. So this is an example of an asexual reproduction where one parent is required for the reproduction, and in the parent and offspring, we cannot see the differences. Now, the most obvious outcome of the reproductive process still remains the generation of individuals of similar design. Heredity determines the process by which traits and characters are reliably inherited. Inheritance means the transfer of character from one generation to the another. What are inherited traits? Traits is another name for a character. And how are these characters inherited from one generation to the next generation? To understand this, let's take an example. Suppose a male with attached earlobe marries a female with a free earlobe. Now, the question is, what will be their child's earlobe will look like? It can either be attached or free. Let's see the result. When they two get married, it is observed the child has a attached earlobe. You can see the child's earlobe is very much similar to the father's earlobe. So we can say child has inherited the character of attached earlobe from his father. It has not inherited the character of free earlobe from his mother, but he has inherited the character of attached earlobe. The question which arises in the mind, why the free earlobe character from mother has not been inherited? Where did it go? The child has a free earlobe character, but the attached earlobe character, where does it go? Is it there in the child? It is hidden in the child? Where? To answer these questions, we will be reading the next modules. Thank you.